Okay, yeah, that's not full throttle. This thing's fast.
Look out, it's a dinosaur, or a lizard, or... wait, what is it? Hello, drone racers. This is actually the Furibee Dinosaur Q95. Does it look familiar? I wouldn't know why. Apparently somebody told Furibee the Ishin lizard is ridiculously popular. I have 6 videos of it on this channel. It has been a great drone for a whole bunch of people, and it's gotten a little better, it's gotten a little worse. There's a lot of people who have modded it into a whole bunch of things. It's extremely, extremely popular. So who can blame Furibee for getting in on the act? We have the same teeth, we have similar things, but we're not going to be looking at this today. We're going to be looking at this one because it's a new model. Is it lighter? I think it's lighter. We're going to have to check that. Remind me to check that. For anyone that has a lizard that's watching this and is wondering what is the biggest upgrade from the lizard to the dinosaur, I'm going to tell you it's right here. It's the Velcro strap. Look at this. It's a functional Velcro strap. The lizard's Velcro strap was so bad. So bad. This is a working Velcro strap. Other than that, they're pretty close. This is an F3 board. It's a 700 TVL camera. And just looking at that, that looks awfully wide. I am very curious. Let me see here. Oh, look at that. That fits right there in the middle. That is a Runcam that will fit maybe unmodified right there in the middle. Is there a screw hole? There's even a screw hole in the side. You can put a Runcam on this. You can put a Runcam on this natively without having to tear it apart. Oh, super excited. Look at that. That will fit perfectly. Okay, Furibee, you might have nailed it on this one. We'll see. Keep going. Keep going. Look at the rest of it. So these are 1104 motors, 1104 6000 kV motors. The one problem I've seen, it's a 20 amp ESC, which is supposed to be good, but everything's only rated for 3S. It's not rated for 4S. Will it run 4S? I don't know. Maybe we'll try it. Maybe I'll get that gutsy. But now this is going to go in, and I'm going to do some testing before we get to that because I don't want to ruin it. Mine came with a FrSky XM Plus receiver, which they actually zip tied and did these little shrink wraps on to hold up here. As long as it doesn't push down, it kind of resists. I don't think it'll go down into the motors, but that looks pretty good. I kind of like that. It was up here, which I don't like it being right next to the transmitter, but if I can put it back here, that's a pretty good distance. That's a good separation there. 700 TVL camera, which might be okay, as I mentioned. And the transmitter, though, is supposed to be really nice. It is a linear antenna for better or worse, even though it has big protections on it, which would still help. It'll still help protect that and smash it down so it doesn't get smashed totally flat. But it will do 25, 100, or 200 milliwatts. So one of the best things about this might be between the XM Plus with really good connections here and a 200 milliwatt transmitter, this thing should have a ridiculously long range, a really, really long range. It does have LEDs and a buzzer, which is good. So overall, it looks good. I don't know about these. I'm really not sold on those. It stands up, which is kind of cool, but I just imagine these are going to break off, and I'm going to end up having to take this off and put spacers on here. I just can't see those lasting. One thing they didn't improve is the spacing, the way everything connects here. There's still a big gap here, so there's still going to be that really awkward place where you're trying to put your battery in the middle. It's not going to work out. I might still print a connection there. For the frame itself, I think the lizard's weird because it got thinner. My first one was really thick, and then they made them thinner and caused problems. This one is, there's a little bit of a flex to it, but you'll have that with a smaller connection here. Yeah, actually, my lizard flexes even more. So for better or worse, this looks pretty good. It's really pretty carbon. Really pretty carbon. So yeah, I'd say that's actually a little stiffer than the lizard, which is probably a really good thing. The one thing I really hate right there, look at that. That's terrible. The wires are a little small. They're not terribly small. They could be bigger. They're only 22 gauge, and it's a JST connector. You can see in there where they are connected, so it actually would be pretty easy to get to, and you might even be able to do that without taking apart the frame. That would be pretty sweet to get better wires on there. Because bigger wires, and before I'm even going to fly this, I'm not going to fly it with this. None of my batteries that this will be worthy of this have a JST on them. They all have XT30s. So I'm going to put a XT30 connector on this absolutely immediately. It needs it badly. So one thing I don't see, I'm really curious about, is a BetaFlight OSD connection I have just the camera and the transmitter and power going to it, but there's no wires going back to an OSD, so maybe it's built into this unit. It's a bigger camera unit, maybe not. So this would be one where if you have it, you would want a Runcam 2 with OSD. I guess I don't know. We'll find out. The other thing I noticed is my lens is just a little bit loose. I can turn it, so we're gonna have to make sure we get a good focus on it. Make sure it hasn't turned from the factory. That would be bad. So now I need to grab a laptop and connect it up to BetaFlight to see what it looks like there, and then we'll get it bound and connected, and then wait for daylight so I can fly it. Okay, I've got BetaFlight connected and running, and we'll connect up the drone here and get it going and see what it looks like. It's nice, it does power on the receiver, the FrSky powered on, so that'll make it easy to bind. Connect it up, it looks good and flat. We'll look at the settings here. First thing I'm really curious about, please come with 3.2, please come with 3.2, please come with 3.2. 3.17, okay. So it's gonna get 3.2 before I fly it because 3.17 is not worth it. But I plan on doing a lot of things to this, so I probably won't take any chances on burning out the motors like I often don't care about. Let's see what else we've got here. Anything special? That's interesting. There's no ports configured. Does not seem to be any configuration on this thing at all. Seriously, nothing. Default PIDs probably. Yep, I think so. Receiver, not done. Modes, nothing. So yeah, they've done nothing to this. So in this case, I'm going to go to 3.2 before I do anything because there's no point in setting up this at all right now. So I'm going to go back here to version and double check this one more time. So we are on an omnibus, so that's nice. It's set up the same way. There's no reason to save anything. We will go and choose omnibus here. This should be very straightforward. If you haven't, oh, 3, 2, 1 is out. I heard that was out. I don't know what the difference is. It says it's stable, so hey, why not? So if you have any problem here, I will point you to my lizard upgrade video. We'll download the upgrade here and just hit flash. So that didn't work. I need to manually change this to DFU mode. Okay, so that didn't work. It's telling me to boot in DFU mode, but it won't connect. So this probably should be a different video on how to save this. Thankfully, the boot pads are very easy to get to, and I'm hoping if I short them out, they are right there. See, it says boot. Really easy to get to, which is really nice. So I'm going to try and get to those, short those out. I'm going to do it. Here's how you do it the easy way, I think. Just got a tool I'm going to use to short them out. I already have the USB on this side connected because this is the difficult side, and I have this in my hand, so I'm going to get those connected, shorted out, and then plug this into the computer to provide power, which is way easier and a lot smoother. So hopefully that works out. I'll get it set, so all I have to do is just barely bump it in and it will get connected. So I put my tool on here. This is not something I planned on doing in this video, but whatever. There we go. So now it says DFU, and I will try and flash it again. There we go. So that worked. I didn't make you listen to it beep the whole time. Now it's going to beep because of a battery warning, but I will connect to it and turn that off. I was going to be so sad if that screwed up. Okay, so first thing, beeper configuration, USB, save and reboot. Please don't beep at me. So it's still beeping at me even on USB because of the cell voltage, because it's USB, it's too low. So we'll change that and hopefully... There we go. Now after changing the cell voltage down, it's going to stop beeping at me, and I can keep working on it in USB mode. Thank you. So now we've got it booted. Now we need to get it set up. So I'm going to assume port, we'll do that first, needs to be on UART3. It's almost always UART3 for serial RX. Don't know for sure here. We could probably look, but we'll just try that and then move on. I'm going to enable DShot 600, assuming it will work. I still like motor stop because I'm old-fashioned. This is an F3 board, so I'm going to just stick it with 8,000 and 2,000 kilohertz. I will leave the accelerometer on. I think the board's positioned properly, so we don't need to change anything there. I'm going to call this a Q95 Dino. There we go. This is new, I think. I don't remember ever seeing that before, but arming, I'm going to set that to 180 so it'll arm at whatever angle I've got it at. That's a nice addition. That makes it easy. This is a serial receiver, S-Bus. This is because I have a FrSky XM version here. If you have something else, you need to select the appropriate option. I'm going to select anti-gravity and dynamic filter because dynamic filter is magic. And I'm gonna leave the rest of the beepers. I've turned off USB, so we'll save and reboot again. Power and battery, in case you missed it, I knocked these both down by 0.2 volts each. So 3.1, 3.3 is what I set that to. PID tuning, I'm gonna leave this for the oh, look at that. That's a nice addition. So this is port of 3.2.1. Just turn it off. Haha, I like that. So what I'm gonna do here is just change this to PT1, biquad. So you can just disable all of these. I'm not gonna recommend this for you yet. Try it, test your motors, make sure it works and you haven't ruined anything. I'm gonna go ahead and change it to PT1. I'm gonna leave these on and I will test it with those before I completely change them. But I like that because I always kind of forget which one I'm supposed to change here and have to look and I can just turn it off. Receiver I have not set up yet. I've not bound that, haven't done anything there yet. We'll get back to that. Modes, I'm gonna do arm, angle, horizon on here, then beeper, angle, and horizon will be on aux 2, beeper will be on aux 3. I'll show you my radio setup because I'm assuming a lot of people are gonna just be setting this up for the first time because I think this is turning out to look like a good model. Angle I have on my back switch. Horizon I have on the middle switch. I have it on a 3-way switch because there's no third option here. That will be on rate mode or acro mode or manual mode, depending on what you want to call it. The other thing I want to find here is air mode. I want air mode enabled for horizon and my rate mode. This one will probably actually be a good one. The way everything is laid out, it'd be a really good option for flip over after crash, but I'm not gonna worry about that on this today. I also have a buzzer, so I'm not gonna worry about setting the buzzer to work on the motors. So I saved that with the buzzer here, so I'm gonna just change the beeper to be at the bottom of that switch. That way it doesn't beep at me until I have my receiver turned on. And that's also a 3-way switch for me, so that'll work fine. I just turn it on when I need to. Oh, there we go. So this is one of the things I really wanted. Thank you. I love 3.2 and I love 3.21 even more. Look, switch all off. This was so messy by default, and it was such a pain to go switch them all. Now just click that, switch them all, and now I can turn on the ones that I want. So I have main battery voltage. I like the crosshairs. Timer 1, timer 2, fly mode, craft name, warnings. One of my favorite things, the average cell voltage. That is huge when I'm with different size batteries and don't have to calculate it in my head. Disarmed, so I have that set there. I think that's it. If I forget something, I'll come back and show it later. Got that saved, and next I need to set up the radio so that I can get it bound. The one thing I have to do that I mentioned earlier, I haven't done yet, I need to change this connector. So I'm going to put an XT30 connector on here. The reason I'm going to do that is this is a 3S flyer in my opinion. It'll fly on 2S, but no, it needs 3S. So the original Ishin Lizard battery is really good, and so that's one of them I'm going to be using for this, and I can recommend that. I really like it. I also got a Pulse Racing 75C 650 milliamp battery, which I think is just going to kick butt. So I'm really looking forward to trying that one too. I've really liked a couple of Pulse batteries that I've gotten here. So I will try those out. Now we need to change that connector though. Quick comparison of a few models because I think the Dinosaur is actually kind of light. It comes in at 66 grams, which isn't bad. That is after I've changed the adapter. The Lizard is 68, so not much of a difference, just a little bit. The QAV that I just reviewed comes in at 62. It's actually lighter, even though it's bigger and uses bigger props. That's kind of interesting. The Leader 120, which is noticeably bigger, comes in same as the Lizard, so they're all pretty much the same. Except for maybe the Fly Egg, which is 80. It's noticeably bigger, but that's part of the reason it feels like a larger quad in the air, which is a good thing and a bad thing. And one more, the AR Fun Pro, which I think will be the lightest at 58. Yeah, that's a lot lighter. And you can tell in the air, it's fast.
Okay, so let's see. There it hovers. That looks pretty good. Let's test the punch out. So this is on 3S. That's not bad. Not super fast, but probably be a little better with some replacement props that didn't have a corner melted off of them like I did to this one. Try horizon mode. That looks good. Air mode looks good. I've not adjusted the roll rates, so it actually is. It's a nice smooth speed right now. It's not as crazy as the Q95 was. And then we'll test rate mode. That looks good. Everything looks like it flies just fine. So I'm gonna test the motor's temperature now and then try some FPV. So the motors are not even a little bit warm, so I'm just gonna go for the gusto on dynamic filters and turn them all off. Okay, so here what I'm gonna do is just go in, and I've said this before, but don't do this. I am gonna turn, no, actually, yeah, I'm gonna turn these up to 0.8. I like these on 0.8, so I'll set those, not to 8, to 0.8. I like the yaw on 0.7, that's fine. So filter settings, here with a nice new setup, I'm gonna just turn all of these off. If you are doing this, test each one of these at a time, turn this one off, and then, or turn the top one off. If you're doing this, turn the top one off, save it, fly it, make sure the motors aren't hot, then do them one at a time until you're done all the way. For me, if I'm recording this and the motors catch on fire, well, that would just be awesome. But if you've bought this, you don't want to do that. Okay, so I've got the goggles on, and that video is terrible. What is up with that? The camera is really bad. There we go. Oh, man. So I mentioned I'm in rate mode now, which you can't see because there's no... Wow, that is really so bad. Oh my gosh, that is shockingly bad. I just reviewed the Flying Frog little drone, and that thing is super duper cheap, and that, wow, this thing is fast though. That thing had a great camera. This is awful. So I mentioned the fact that I think a Runcam will fit on here, and I sure hope it will, because this, I mean, it's not that it's unusable, it's just really bad. Wow, the drone flies nice though. So okay, that's enough about how bad this camera is. That sounds like that's going to be another video to resolve that. There we go, that's with the new rates. It screams different than the Lizard. It sounds different. It's a little higher pitched. Whoa, there's some there we go. Oh, floats nice though. Whoa, that was close. Not as close as I made it look. I still, even with the updates here, I'm getting a little bit of prop wash when I really abuse it, doing things that you shouldn't do. Oops. Oh, is it going to be okay? I doubt it. Oh, look at that. It's all right. There we go. Seems to be just fine. That's a first. I have never wrecked this and been able to take off anything back here. So, yeah, I like the way it rolls. I like the way it feels. It feels really nice. It feels like a 95 quad or a 90 speed quad, 90 size quad. Which mean they're a little faster. They're a little more nimble than the 130s. It's really locked in though. Other than that little bit of prop wash, the control is really good. So I really like the flight characteristics of this. Just that camera, which I said I'm not going to mention anymore, is so bad. What I want to do though, now I'm going to bring it back. I have no idea how low my I have no idea how the battery is. I'm assuming it's okay at the moment, but yeah, no OSD. That's just stupid. It's built into the flight controller. Why the heck would they not have hooked that up? That's just lazy. What I want to do though is I've got it on 25 milliwatt now. I did confirm, and the video reception is really good. The I'm at 25 milliwatt, and yeah, we're at 25 milliwatt. There's 200 meters right there. And with the XM, I was gonna come switch to 200, but I didn't need to. On 25, it's a shame. I wonder if there's any way to keep this video transmitter, because I really like that. It's just the camera. So can I figure out how to hook that to a Runcam? I might find out. Okay, I feel like this battery's getting a little low, so I'm gonna come in and try another one. And wow, look at that wide dynamic range. It's amazingly non-existent. Let's try another battery. That battery was 8%. That was with the Ishin Lizard battery, which is really good. Here's the Pulse battery. I think it's better. Here we go. The helicopter's getting ready to take off, so I'm going to stay nice and low. What's going on? I might have gone just a little too hard, too far. I don't think it was a desync. I think it was more of a reception issue. This thing is quick. Is it as quick as the Lizard? I don't know. I'm not giving it as, yeah, it is. Because that's not even full throttle yet. Okay, yeah, that's not full throttle. This thing's fast. Wow, look at him go. Whoa, 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 whoa. A recover? Oh, that was probably a desync. But it was recoverable. So it was alright, yeah. Full, that probably means 4S is out. I don't know, we'll see if I get that gutsy. I want to fix the camera first though. But I am, yeah, that's not full throttle. This is the Pulse battery, and it will give it all the juice it needs now with this new connector. Woo-wee! Yeah, might be a little too harried, just a little bit. And it would be really nice if I knew. Now with the receiver here, it should be able to use some different firmware and make it so you can transmit RSSI back to the radio through an analog channel. So that'd be an option here with the FrSky. That's something you can do. Cleared the tree, see, no problem for punch outs. Like, oh, there's a tree, oh, get out of the way. Okay, I can do it. Plenty of power, plenty of speed. Oh yeah, wow. And then when I want to go smooth, it's really nice. I like it a lot. It's upside down.
The Q95 flies really nice. I really liked it. It zipped around really well. The range was outstanding without having to change anything. I went 200 meters and had no signal problems, and the VTX on this is really good. The problem is it's attached to this really, really bad camera. It's probably the worst camera I've ever seen on an FPV flyer. It's just atrociously bad. This is going to be required. So I think if you buy one of these, it's because you plan on installing this. So I'm going to have to work that out. What I really want to do though is keep this VTX. What I'm going to have to do in the very near future is see if it's possible to disconnect these and reuse this VTX with this. I think it might, but I'm going to find out, and then connect it to the on-screen display in the middle, because it's just stupid that these are not connected. You could get a Runcam 2, which has its own OSD, which would show you some things that you need, but not really what I want. I really want the OSD out of BetaFlight. It's just so much better. A couple accessories here I didn't show because I don't care. You do get prop guards as an option. If you want, you can take off these legs and put on these legs, and the spacing will all work, and then you have prop guards. I just can't imagine that these are going to save you with as fast as this is. You'd have to fly inside on 2S. It's just too fast on 3S to be able to use these guards and have it actually save anything. They are pretty, no, they're not. If you hit in just the, no, they're gonna just ruin everything. And they'll make it more likely that you get stuck in a tree. I just don't recommend these. But you might get them used, and they might work out depending on where you are. If you're in a warehouse, sure, they might help. They might, but I personally wouldn't use them. You did get an extra set of props also, so these are another set of legitimate gem fans, so that's kind of nice. So overall, this is a really, really nice flyer. Mine worked really well. I love that it comes with a XM Plus. I love the transmitter. I hate the camera. It's so bad. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. So here we go, the question of the moment. Which one should I get? I've got the Dinosaur, the Q95, the Lizard we've been flying for a long time now, and the new QAV105 that comes with a Runcam. So which one should you buy? They're all fine. I mean, this is not a make or break situation where it's night and day. I would only buy the Dinosaur if you plan on putting on your own Runcam. This camera is so bad you shouldn't buy it if you don't plan on doing that. But I think it's going to be pretty darn easy, and I think you can do it for less money than the QAV105, which comes with a Runcam and was previously the cheapest model I knew with it. So I think this might be the new winner in cheap Runcam. You just have to put some work into it. Also, it comes with the XM, which is worth a little bit more. It's a little bit faster, and I don't know, I like it a lot. My Lizard's still great. I'm a little biased because I have the original first release of it that has a little bit thicker frames. I've not broken this. I've not replaced a thing on here. That work there that you've seen for the gluing the antenna is about the only work I've had to do to it. It's been running really strong, and I think they've got some of the issues that they had with a couple models of them sorted out, and it's in really good shape now. So I think all of them are good models. Why should you buy the Q95 Dinosaur? Well, because it's the cheapest option that you can get, this plus a Runcam, and I think it's faster than the QAV. The QAV does have bigger props. See, those are like 2.5-inch props. It should really be more compared with the 130 size. And I do think it's faster than the Lizard potentially, because with the Lizard, I would run it around at full speed, full throttle all the time. I did not find myself getting even to full throttle on this. It was just going too fast. It was going plenty fast without full throttle. And I did have a couple desyncs at full throttle, but it was going so fast I didn't care. So if you found this useful, leave a like down below and comment if you want my next video to be installing the Runcam in the Dinosaur Q95. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think overall the model is worth it to get it in there? Especially if I can reuse this receiver and not have to pay for another one, that would help a lot. So until next time, remember, dinosaurs are apparently just mutated lizards.